Oh yeah. It's a little late now. I started it.
I'm at 52.
Gosh, dang it.
Is it started?
Yeah. Ugh. Aw, heck yeah. We love technical difficulties. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm just restarting the game.
You might not want to stream the server code, you know.
Yeah.
We'll have technical difficulties.
You'll love to see it. Heck yeah. Let's go.
We're already at 3 viewers, but I'm 80% sure those are us.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, join game. Plushie, are you in the game right now? Still?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Gosh, dang it. Okay.
Two viewers, that means one of us dipped.
Plushie, start again.
Maybe the game will download by the time we start.
No, it's not the time for my Discord app to be lagging.
Now's not the time for anything to be lagging. We're a new channel, so I think 2 is probably gonna be our peak. What do y'all say?
We have like 5 last time?
Probably.
So should we wait a little?
Yeah, let's wait a little.
Okay.
Besides, I'm sharing it around anyways.
Let's wait.
Okay, try that.
Alright, give me a sec.
G1 blowjob.
I mean, I guess you get a good Wi-Fi while you're getting a blowjob.
I would hope.
AG.
I wish. What? Gosh, dang it. Y'all, we don't talk about how this isn't working.
No, I think it may be better if we only have the old mod in
I'm
the folder.
entering through the old mod. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying take away the new mod. It may be
No,
messing up because
trust me, it isn't. It's just as faulty without it.
we have to do this much.
Yeah, normally. Why had to do this much just to play with Lexi?
Yeah, but the last time y'all had to try like 10 or 12. We're getting into the upper 20s, and it's only when we added this new.
No, trust me, it's this many either way. This is not an issue with the new one.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I had to try more than this just to play with one other person long before this update even came out.
Oh, so you have played it?
Yes, of course I have. I played with this with a completely different person, y'all. took us.
So you've been cheating on
Oh.
us, is what you're saying.
This is long before us was even existing.
How dare you?
I was playing with Lexi at the time. We were gonna try and.
Have you been doing other podcasts as well?
No. Yeah. I am so sorry, every single viewer.
Yeah, we're having
We're
trouble
having
with technical
issues.
difficulty.
Oh, we do have 5 viewers now.
Yeah?
Should I just go ahead and do
Yeah.
the intro while y'all are fixing your technical?
Gosh.
Okay.
Oh, Trace is back.
Hey, perfect
Yeah.
timing. We're still having technical difficulties.
All right, intro time.
Yeah, they had to take a driver's
Alright,
test.
Fleshy,
that's
restart
fair.
one last time.
All right. Am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Agony of Moon podcast. Now you'll notice the title says episode 11 again, and that's because we said a word that we're not supposed to say last time, so we had to delete the last episode. So we're trying episode 11 yet again. We're playing the same game as we did last time, multiplayer Slime Rancher, and I'm currently trying to get multiplayer Slime Rancher so I can join the game.
No,
but that's probably not gonna happen.
Last time we
but who
played
knows?
Teslagrad, anyways.
Yeah, don't worry. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything like insanely offensive. It's just a word that Twitch doesn't like because it harms their
It-
cam girls. Yeah.
Well, it was worse than beans, so.
No, it was both.
Yeah.
Remember, because halfway through the stream, Moon, you switched games and you switched.
Oh,
to
no,
multiplayer.
yeah, you're right. Because I was getting sick and tired of Teslagrad. Fleshy, hurry up and post it.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Hurry up and post a new code.
if you weren't around,
I,
Jesus
Put the
fucking,
code
you
in.
let me
No,
talk.
you did not.
I'm trying.
Hurry.
Yes, I did.
I said the
We
new
commented
one.
on it. It said blowjob.
No, I said make a new one, you hacker.
I did.
Yeah. Give me the new code then.
Oh my gosh.
Fleshy. You.
One sec.
Thank you.
I have to do another time. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm tired of doing this over and over again because of this new mod is not working.
It is not because of the new mod.
Literally, all of these problems were not happening until we got the new.
These were
mod.
happening the last time we tried to play.
You keep saying this, but in the case of us, they weren't happening.
We're just not lucky, SMH. 5 viewers walking in on us arguing. Heck yeah. Sweet. Nope, wrong thing.
Okay, so
Sorry, everybody.
we have new topics, but for those of you
I'm
who
in.
know our show, you know that there's usually only 4 of us. However, today, as you heard, there is a new voice because we have a new person who is a part of the podcast. He is a childhood friend of mine, and if you watch my YouTube channel, Clashing Swords Production, you know he is the guy who I share that channel with. I introduce to you my YouTube cohort, Trace.
Hello.
Hey, yo. Hookers. Fleshy. Stop T-posing.
No.
How dare you.
If you're gonna T-pose, at least do the Halo Infinite theme. Or was it Reach? I can't
Oh,
remember which.
hang on, I'm
What is reading?
offended. This
Okay.
is gorgeous.
Infinite wasn't out when that meme was around.
Hmm? What?
I
Wait,
said
what?
Infinite wasn't out when that meme was around.
Ah.
You've caused me harm, so now you must die.
Cuts out the moment starts.
No.
Okay, my Slime Rancher download is at 95%, but anyway.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, Moon
We're
finally
going
got
to
in.
kick off. We've got some zinger topics for everybody tonight.
Right. Oops.
Me, Trace, and Plushy all have ones, and I kind of want to know who wants to go first.
because mine. Well, actually, let's start with me. Mine's pretty tame compared to everybody else's.
Yours is the least controversial. To be
And
fair.
that is saying from me. How did I get the least controversial one?
Because you have... I don't know what you have, but...
Okay.
Zooey.
So my topic is, what is one restaurant that you
plushies.
went to?
Stop.
What? Somebody say something?
I said piss off.
Okay, yeah, I was talking. Okay, my topic is actually going to be darn. What is one restaurant that you went to and you had the worst food? And can you please tell me the story of why, like the story of the food and stuff?
I've got one to tell.
Okay.
So we went to a
I
location.
think I've told you guys this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again.
Yeah.
My family and I, we went to a location called Hot Legs. And already, what a name. Now, the place, the place was a seafood place. Mostly crab legs and stuff. Which, I will say, the gator bites were the only good thing. The advertised Krabby Patty was terrible, and it was only through texture that it was bad, though, I will admit. The texture was yikes, and the rest of it was not as yikes.
I need $100. I accidentally made a pin instead of a darn corral.
Oopsies. I'm busy running away from phosphor angies. But yeah, we tried a variety of foods, and most of them were bad.
Okay, I have a story to also go along with this.
Yep.
My story is, so this wasn't really, the food wasn't the issue. Let me say that to start. The food was not the issue. It was the service
Oh.
that was the issue.
Okay.
Oh,
You see,
I think I know this.
this was at an Applebee's. And if I've told you guys this story before, shut it because I'm going to say it again.
It's a good story.
So this was an Applebee's in a place in Tennessee called Pigeon Forge. And if you don't know where that is, it's basically this gigantic tourist trap.
Yeah.
And what it essentially boils down to is, it's a place with a bunch of shops. There's like an outlet mall there that's really big. But the point is, there was an Applebee's there, and we were there because we were going around Pigeon Forge and like fucking around doing all that. And we went to Applebee's because we were hungry. So we go to Applebee's, we sit down, we start eating, and we order our food, we order our drinks, and we get in, and we're just sitting there, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and it's been 15 minutes at this point. And so my mom asks the waiter, like, hey, we ordered a little bit ago, where are our drinks? And it was like, oh, hold on. And the guy leaves, and he goes and he gets our drinks. And then he comes back, and he gives us the drinks. And then he goes back into the kitchen, and then we start waiting again. And we're still waiting. Still waiting. And they bring out some of our food. They bring out my mom's food, they bring out my sister's food, and they bring out my stepdad's. My sister's friend Taylor and I were still waiting on our food. So my mom always orders steak when she goes to these places. And because of this, she cuts into the steak, she's going to eat it, and the steak is raw. And I mean like raw. Raw Rasputin, lover of the Rasputin, you know.
Of course.
Like, this steak was bad. And so like, she's royally pissed at this point. And then she notices like some of my sister's food is like cold and like other things. Two of us have still not gotten her. So she tries to get the waiter's attention, asks him to take the steak back, does all this. So the waiter goes and he comes back and he brings back a steak that is in the same condition as the other one. And so my mom is getting like royally pissed by this point. And eventually the waiters start to ignore her, which is a bad move if you've ever met my mother. Trace can vouch for this.
Yeah.
So what happens is she's getting onto the waiters and she's trying to get their attention to like say, hey, can you fix our stuff? Yada yada. And they're ignoring her and they keep walking by and she keeps trying to wave them down. And mind you, this Applebee's is nearly empty. This entire thing is happening in an Applebee's that is nearly empty. There were like 2 other tables, I believe. And so my mom finally has a fucking enough of it. And my mom, who is the stereotypical Southern woman, puts her hand up, looks toward a waiter who is no more than 2 years old, and shouts, "Yo!" And
I've
We all
never
just
heard her old country woman say "yo."
she said, "Yo!" And the guy comes over and he's like, "How can I help you?" And she's like, she starts cursing at him.
Oh.
And she's like, the damn steak and all this, like, she's describing everything that has happened thus far. And she basically asks to see the manager, obviously. And so the manager comes over and she talks, we get our money back, we leave, and we vow to never go to that specific Applebee's ever again. Every other Applebee's we've been to, fine. That one in particular.
I don't think I've ever been to Applebee's.
Yeah, me neither.
Honestly, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I don't think I've ever had really a negative experience. But one thing that I did, one experience that I did have that was actually pretty good. I kind of had.
What's the
Huh?
issue now, Fleshy?
Come to the main area.
I'm coming. Oh, come on. Where's the tar this time?
There's more than one.
Yeah, do you want to hear a good experience that I had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I actually wrote a review for the place, gave it 5 stars, because it was pretty good. I kind of have to change around some of the lingo because, heck, it affected Dalton at one point. The way that I said it. We had a white elephant game.
Oh, gosh.
Around
That's a
here
lot
we
of
call-
tars.
around-
What the heck?
Yeah,
Hey, I
around
don't know
here
how
we
they just spawned.
call it Dirty Santa, which kind of gave me a weird look whenever I said that to him at one point.
Yeah, because I had no context. He didn't say that it was like White Elephant. He just said
Yeah.
Dirty Santa, and I thought he had hired like a male stripper. I was like, Trace, was there something you need to tell me? Like,
And this was the thing that our organization does every year. I'm part of the National Wild Turkey Federation. You know.
the national what the fuck, as I like to call it.
Yeah. I actually remember that one of my cousins is mad because he doesn't want to join it solely because they don't have something for raccoons or something like that.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
It's like telling the FDA to give a shit about drugs. Like you can't, or not the FDA, the Federal Department of Agriculture. No, that is the FDA. Are there 2
Yeah.
FDAs?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like asking one FDA to give a shit about the stuff the other FDA gives a shit about. You know?
Yeah. And like, it's actually in Middlesbrough.
Fleshy, stop stealing my tars!
I'm gonna
You're
say
hacking me
this
up.
much. I decided to get like a grilled chicken, like a grilled chicken breast in there. It was wonderful. Just like it's probably something that Gordon Ramsay would just freaking have an orgasm over. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. Keep going. I didn't laugh because I'm trying to get this game to work.
Ah. But yeah, that's
Oh
all.
yeah, Dalton's still trying to get the game to work.
Dalton finally has the game downloaded, and I put them into it, and I'm still trying to get it.
Did you also get the old mod? That might.
I'm going through the old mod.
Cause I
Honestly, anytime that I think of like a multiplayer mod, I can't help but think
no
of,
Dalton, cause I
Ghost.
sent you two. I sent you the brand new one first, and then I sent you the
I
old.
know.
Yeah,
I'm going through the old one, but the new one is still in.
cool.
Okay. So who else has a so are y'all ready to hear? Is it my turn to talk?
Thank.
Sure.
Is Necro in? Actually.
Am I in what?
Necro's still here. He's just not
Great.
NECA's still
know, but-
here, but not.
Necro,
Quite
do you
here.
have any? Necro, do you have any story?
I don't
like
really
the bad
have.
time?
I don't really have any like bad, like, restaurant stories.
I didn't either.
If I know a food's gonna be bad, then I know a food's gonna be bad.
All right.
So
Well, I went to a place and mind you, first things first. I got the wrong order,
Oh boy.
Oh,
but it
it's
was a pretty
fun.
full. But it's a pretty full place, so I didn't want to like be rude to the people who are working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna wait, and I got hungry, so I just ate the food that I was given, right? I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just eat what I was given. It's no big deal. They're having trouble. Anyways, the food was raw.
Oh boy.
All of it was raw.
This is sounding familiar.
And here's the problem. I didn't know it was raw.
Oh.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
had, I think I had like this chicken and fish thing. And
No.
it was
Oh,
raw.
those are the ones you don't want to be raw.
I actually remember hearing that technically you can eat whenever as long you can actually the reason why we can eat pink the reason why we can eat rare steak is because most of the bacteria is on the outside. The inside is pretty much sterile. But whenever you mince it or grind it, you mix in all of that outside bacteria with the inside.
Yeah. What it is with all the outside bacteria, that's why things like blue rare can exist.
Oh yeah,
If you
I love
don't-
blue rare.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't know what blue rare is, it's literally you've cooked the outside layer of that steak, and that is fucking it. Blue rare is the rarest of rare that you can get. It is literally inside completely raw, outside cooked. But that's why things like that exist, because the bacteria that cause like food poisoning, E. coli, all of that stuff, is on the outside. You're correct on that. So when you do something like sear a piece of meat or poultry, you can get rid of all that outside bacteria, and then the inside is okay, mostly.
Yeah.
But then you get into things like preparation, handling, storage, and it's just a
I love running by.
Also, I'm going to have a pink phosphor orgy cage.
Pensive. You can't, but you
But
can't die in
chicken-
it.
chick-
One of them got out.
Chicken is one of those ones that has to be cooked all the way through, because it's like,
Oh, yeah,
Fleshy.
you can't die in it. Yeah. Yeah,
Your phosphor keeps trying to get out.
I know. I'm trying to get money. Can we hurry up to get some
I'm
money?
sleeping. Because I need the plant stuff. The food.
I need the game to save because it wasn't saving earlier.
Gosh, get back here!
Okay.
Phosphor, child! You're going to perish. 2 of them.
I do not think it works with more than 2 players, guys. I'm
No,
gonna be
it
completely honest.
should. You saw how many issues I was having. All it takes is a little patience.
I
Victor!
have both ADHD and autism. Patience is not.
Oh, me neither, Dalton. But like,
Anyway.
Okay.
Alright. Now that that topic is out.
Yep. Well, I still haven't. No, I just said it.
Yeah, you said your story.
You literally just said yours.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, we know.
To yourself?
Yes.
Lord. Okay, Grace, we both have controversial ones. Which one do you want to go first?
How about you just to kind of check the pulse? I would say.
Check the pulse. I got you. All right. So my topic is on the recent. This is a topic in two parts. I want to first address a bill that recently passed in Florida.
Oh, no, don't say gay bill.
Don't say gay bill. You are correct.
Yikes.
One thing that I will add
I hate that,
about that
actually.
bill is that as only what people on the outside have called it.
There's a reason it's called. There's a reason that we call it the Don't Say Gay Bill.
Yeah.
Literally half the time, bills you hear about given
Dalton, I couldn't hear
Yeah.
you.
But some of those nicknames are given by the populace, but others are given by actual members of government who helped to write the bill. For instance, the reason why the Equality Act is kind of just in deadlock is because there's just so much fat to it. You know, there's so much extra stuff that weighs it down, and you know, no one can really agree that that I don't know. It just can't get through the door.
I hate
because it just got so much stuff.
I hate that it's a thing here. I hate it so much, actually.
Well,
Were
the thing.
you not informed about it?
No, not till just now.
Okay.
I have been informed about it since it was
Let me
bill
talk
that
about it.
passed.
Let me talk about it. So, the Don't Say Gay bill is a bill that was passed in Florida recently that basically prevents the school system from teaching about anything related to LGBT, like at all.
Through, if I'm right, K through 6th grade.
K through 6, but that's important because there are other versions of the bill in different states.
Okay.
There are other versions of the bill in different states that basically are versions of that bill, but it's at all.
Blanket. Okay.
Yeah.
Blanket. No. That's a bit.
The thing about Don't Say Gay bill is it's obviously fucking detestable, but I want to talk about this kind of mentality that people who support this bill have, which is that the existence of gay people is inherently a sexual topic.
That's like saying straight people are a sexual topic.
My point exactly. So,
There's literally
the argument, I got into an argument today on Twitter, as I usually do. And
what is even the point in arguing on Twitter half the time?
Okay.
no, listen, I take
cut in
some
real quick?
kind of Lord, what?
Okay. The thing about the Don't Say Gay bill is because here's the thing. They think it's sexual because they make the straight sexual themselves. Like, look at the baby shirt saying, I'm a ladies' man, and stuff like that.
No, that's the hypocrisy in it. I mean, I'll get there. Trust me, that's gonna get brought up, but I'll get there. So, it's the mentality behind the bill. The reason why they don't want K through 6 people hearing about LGBT is because, first of all, they really think that it's an educational thing and that they can wipe us out of existence by not talking about us. But second of all, the mentality of this is basically they're trying to get to a point where schools cannot talk about LGBT stuff. That's why the other variants of the bill exist that are blanket. This one was the prototype. And it's the same thing with the anti-trans laws that just got passed in Texas.
One thing that kind of confuses me about stuff like that is like, I don't get the point in like blockers. I don't understand why they I don't understand why they're interested, because like to me it's kind of contradictory, because there's the chance of not developing certain organs, to just kind of put it bluntly, or kind of put it broadly, I guess. And
Well,
then with that, it makes it harder to go through gender confirmation surgery, which, like, I mean, honestly, like, that's what confuses me about it.
wait a second. Are you referring to puberty blockers as in not being able to develop certain organs?
Kind of. Like, it has, if I'm right, it has a chance of, like, no, it has a chance of like lessening how much they grow, like lessening how much genitals grow. Much.
Yeah, but
Meaning there's less tissue to work with.
the thing about that is, so the reason that puberty blockers exist isn't because, okay, puberty blockers were around long before we started doing gender confirmation surgery. Puberty blockers used to be a medication, and still is a medication, used in children who were diagnosed with cancer. Because some cancers that develop in early childhood, for those who don't know, actually feed on the explosion of hormones that happens when you go through puberty. Puberty blockers were invented to stop the process of puberty from happening temporarily, to where they could remove the cancer, make sure everything is okay, and then literally the second you stop taking puberty blockers, puberty proceeds as normal.
Yeah. Although one concern that I have heard raised is that it's like just pretty much throughout puberty, like, that it basically just halts it from even happening, and like, once they're out of that window, it's no longer happening, pretty much.
Well, it's kind of the point of it, because in the context of trans kids, what I'll say with this is that a child can normally tell, if in cases of gender dysphoria, 8 times out of 10, the person has known since early childhood. The person has felt some kind of gender disconnection since early childhood. And sure, a lot of people, especially myself, will say that that's just a child being silly, but the fact that that is in a staggering number of cases with actual diagnosed gender dysphoria is a lot. And the thing about gender dysphoria is that it leads to a lot of mental psychological problems if not treated. And the thing that leads to it not being treated is is going through the full thing of puberty without going to a clinic, without going to a psychologist, without going to any of these, and also allowing the puberty to happen fully. What puberty blockers are is, if a child believes that they have gender dysphoria and they have started puberty, then they see these signs happening and they're like, okay, let's pause for a second. It's literally a pause button. It's what it is. It's a pause button. So you pause the puberty, you analyze what's going on, see if it is actually gender dysphoria, like check the brain structure, check the psychoanalysis, do all of this, and then if it isn't, you can start the puberty blockers again with the new knowledge, and if it is, you can take steps toward gender affirming care and HRT, and then when the child is a full legal adult, you can talk about top and bottom surgery. But the reason why they do puberty blockers is so that way the child doesn't go through full puberty and their dysphoria doesn't get worse. Because if you've read the statistics, gender dysphoria in a lot of trans people can get so bad that they attempt self-harm.
Yes. Pre and post op suicide rates. The difference between the two is essentially non-existent.
Tis the truth, but with pre and post op, you also have to look at the reason. A lot of the time with post op trans people, it isn't due to the symptoms of the dysphoria itself a lot of the time. Granted, a lot of the symptoms of the dysphoria will probably remain because you still have the knowledge of what you used to be, your body just now affirms it. However, after transition and after operation, usually the things that cause self-harm and suicide within trans people after operation is the fact of people around them. Things like getting disowned by your family, things like politicians and the discrimination that happens against trans people, especially in the South. It's stuff like that that contribute to the post-operation rates. The pre-operation rates, you see more of them are because of the symptoms of the dysphoria themselves. But all of that to say, with the Don't Say Gay bill that's happening in Florida, what essentially it is, like I said, a stepping stone to be able to censor schools from talking about these kinds of issues in the future. Because what this mentality basically is that conservatives, to use the term bluntly, think that the existence of the LGBT is a sexual deviancy. They think that it's the same thing as like being into BDSM or having weird fetishes. That's what they equate us to. And if you asked any one of them, they would confirm that. I've seen them confirm it. I've had somebody tell that to me to my face.
It's actually interesting with this stuff because, like, here's the thing. Probably a good couple of generations ago, my family would have been called carpetbaggers. My family would have been called carpetbaggers a few generations ago. Carpetbagger is a derogatory term in reference to northerners who moved south due to.
I need like 50 more so I can get the jetpack.
Numerad of various things.
Right.
My family actually moved south after the Civil War because
Hey, are you gonna get your stuff
a
for your
dam was
boyfriend?
Yeah, that's why I need the jetpack.
on our property, so we couldn't really stay there. Otherwise, we'd be drowned, and I wouldn't even exist. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting because
And yeah, but the thing about it is,
my dad, he's a conservative and he's just fine with this stuff. But honestly, sometimes I kind of think maybe that's because it's like, maybe that's just because of the area that we originally came from.
Yeah, no.
it's a funny thing about that because, okay, let me be clear, and I've had this argument with a person in chat before. It's not an argument right now, but I'm simply saying it. I use the term conservative very broadly because I come from the South, and 99% of people who I've talked to who label themselves conservative have the viewpoints that I am talking about. That said, Face, your dad, I've met your dad. Your dad is like the chillest person on earth. I'm 90% sure if I came out as bi to your dad, he would be completely cool.
Yeah. Like, one thing that I always think about whenever it comes to transgender stuff, like, I always just kind of, I'm just fine, you do whatever you want, but there's always like this lingering concern because I've seen all the suicide rates and all that, and I'm just, and sometimes it's because there's some, and sometimes it can be, I'd say it can be because there's some other issue that just isn't resolved, that just isn't resolved.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of issues that aren't resolved, especially when it comes to LGBT suicide rates more broadly.
Yeah.
It's bills like this. It's politicians like this. It's people in the South and the North. There are some bitches in the North like this who stick by this sort of mentality of that gay people are abnormal or gay people don't deserve to exist or trans people don't deserve to exist. There's fucking TERFs like goddamn J.K. Rowling who constantly dismiss the existence of trans women and trans men because they just see genitals, and it's just it's a horrible thing, and these are the issues that we fight as LGBT people to resolve. It's like we were talking about on another stream. LGBT people, we grow up having to know about politics.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of being able to ignore politics from a very young age. Because when you're LGBT, you could look on the news and in half a second, all of your rights are gone.
We've been fighting for, I'm the one who said that quote that you've been saying with like the darn, all that stuff, right? before podcast.
Yeah.
But thing is, we've been fighting since the Stonewall, even before Stonewall, and we finally thought we were heading in the right direction this year. But it turned out that we were heading in the wrong direction, and now we have the Don't Say Gay bill, the bills in Texas, and all that because of conservatives.
Yeah.
Again, conservatives, bro.
Yeah.
But
Wrong
it's that kind of
conservative.
thing. It's that kind of thing where it's like, I feel, and it's been proven. Like, I don't have to say I feel. They've proven this. In other countries, they've proven this. If you educate somebody about the different things, the different options of identity that exist, they have an easier time identifying themselves, and they're less likely to have these feelings of like self-hatred in the future, and their dysphoria can be handled very early and very easily. There's an American YouTuber, fucking hell, his name is Calvin Garra, and he's a very nice YouTuber. Like, granted, he has a very complicated past within the trans community. I'm not gonna pretend that he doesn't. He made fun of a lot of trans YouTubers because of the way that they acted. I'm not gonna lie, a couple of them deserved it, but that's beyond the point. You can be trans and be a bad person, you can be trans and be a good person. I'm not saying either way. Moving on. The point of it is, he himself is an example of early interception of gender dysphoria going correctly. Because he's fully transitioned, a lot of his problems that he had with his gender dysphoria have completely stopped. He got top and bottom surgery when he was 18 and 19. He's currently in law school, becoming a lawyer for LGBT people, and it's great. But he is one example of why early intervention can be the solution to a lot of the statistics that we see regarding trans.
Yeah. Like, one, I mean, uh,
No,
I
you
just, I just genuinely don't want to see people become a part of that suicide statistic. You know?
Nobody does.
wants it.
It's a horrible thing to think about, and it's like I hate the fact that I have to talk about it because it's a
Yeah.
reality. But it's like, I remember as a kid, my mom would always say that the suicide rate was the reason that she didn't want people to be trans, and I'm like, but people not being trans and being forced to be cis their entire life contributes to the suicide statistic.
It does.
I've talked about this story before. I can't say that she was trans, but I can say that this was a thing that happened. Back in the 30s, there was a singer known as Gladys Bentley. This is an important part of music history. She was a black woman of a bigger size. She was a plus size black woman, and she was a lesbian. And she was fully out. Like, during the 30s, she was fully out, and she was touring and doing nightclubs, and she was like one of the most successful woman singers of the time. And she lived in a big apartment in Park Avenue with her woman lover, and everybody was cool with it.
Bushy, I need you to make money.
And then
I don't have any inventory space.
everybody was cool. And then World War II happened, and McCarthyism happened, and then all of a sudden, everybody wasn't cool with it. So what did she do? She went on estrogen. Like, she started taking estrogen supplements, and she went through religious conversion therapy, and eventually kind of, quote unquote, brainwashed herself into being straight just so that way she could perform again. Because the clubs wouldn't let her in. The clubs wouldn't let her in because she was gay. And probably also because she was black. That was a very bad time. But, like, she got to perform again after she announced that she was straight. And she started wearing more feminine clothes. She was wearing tuxedos before. But it's like, it's it's that internet saying time is a flat fucking circle.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you still see people doing that. You still see people doing the same shit. Trying to
Conversion
convince
therapy has not been banned in a lot of places, and that sucks ass.
I don't even
Yeah.
mean
Oh!
I don't even mean conversion therapy as like an institution. I mean people trying to convince themselves that they're straight just so that way they'll be accepted.
Oh, you know what? I actually have a story with conversion therapy. You want to hear it?
Yeah,
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, so I had a crush on one of my friends. I told them, they told their mother. The mother is very homophobic. Very important. I was kicked out of that house with a broom, like cat in a hat, like not cat in a hat, but Tom and Jerry style with the broom being swept out. Anyways, that happened, and my friend, I told him, hey, you don't have to keep on wearing dresses if you don't like them and stuff like that. And so they didn't. So they stopped wearing dresses, and then their mother made them go into conversion therapy
Oh, for fuck's sake.
because of it.
Because of not wearing dresses and saying that their friends said they had a crush on them?
Yeah.
What kind of ridiculous... Oh, that's right, you live in Texas.
Yeah.
I was about to say what kind of ridiculous shit, but then I remembered where we were talking.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, that's absolute malarkey. I've never used the term malarkey unironically in my life, but you know... But yeah, it's that kind of... To go back to my original point, these kind of things happen because, for some reason, they all see us as sexual deviant. They see us as these perverts. They see us as these creatures, essentially. And you ask any Republican why they don't want their children to know that gay people exist, and they'll tell you, oh, why are you talking about sex to my child? I'm not. If your child can grow up with cartoons like Disney movies, The Little Mermaid, all of these things that have straight couples and the sexuality of straight featured in them, it is absolutely not a goddamn difference that that couple can be gay, or that couple can be lesbian, or the main character can be bi. Doesn't fucking matter. Because people are people. That's all it is. People are people. We are not sexual deviants because I can be in love with both men, women, and non-binary people. There's not a fucking difference.
You know what? Just to add on to that, there's Horton here's a Who quote. A person's a person, no matter how small. Pearson's a person, no matter what.
A person's a person, no matter how small. That includes in the bedroom size. Moving on.
We were just talking about how not to make the thing sexual.
Okay, I had to break it up with some lighthearted humor.
That is true.
Yeah, that's fair.
One
Alright.
thing that I think might screw with it is that like there are some teachers that want, you know, that kind of want to talk about like kinks and all that to kids that are in like just kindergarten, and that doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I'll say you have a point. Like talking about romantic things in kindergarten, I don't necessarily understand that either. But it's another thing altogether because I say it again. They're allowed to talk about love when it's heterosexual. They're allowed to have things like Valentine's Day. They're allowed to show Disney movies and other love stories. Like, I understand where you come from with that, but at the same time, again, it's that situation where it's okay for some reason when it's straight.
yeah,
But when it's gay, people have a problem. Again, this is not me arguing with you. I'm just saying it's a weird double standard. Do you understand?
yeah.
Like, again, if a kindergarten...
I'm not a big fan of double standards myself. Like one thing that really gets on my nerves is like I remember I saw this one video of someone in like a multicultural center, and people were complaining that there's too many white people in there or something like that. Whenever I see something like that, it's just like that is no, just
wait.
like
A multicultural set. Define that.
like from it seems to have what I call a standard definition, what I call like standard definition, and I'd probably say a more political definition. For me, the standard definition would be pretty much just a center where people of different cultures can come together and either just be there or talk about differences, share various like ideals, faiths, what have you.
Okay.
You know.
No,
But
yeah.
it sometimes seems to have a political definition where it's just like only minority people can stay in this spot and no one else can. Like, and it kind of just feels weird sometimes because then it's like, well, technically you'd be kicking out people who are trying to like help you out, right?
Exactly. So my thing is, I'm all about learning.
Yes.
I'm all about wanting to see other That's what I like. I like looking at other cultures. I like seeing what they do. I like
Yeah,
seeing
and
some things.
that's one thing that gets on my nerves about a cultural appropriation because it's like just like it's like, oh, you can't wear a kimono or something like that, or oh,
I think there's a fine line between appreciation and appropriation, but I
Yeah.
understand. It's like partaking in someone's culture does not equal appropriation.
Yeah,
And
like
your example with a multicultural center, that would be like, I would think, because I'm Irish, like I'm Celtic in descent, that would be like the Greek festival in Tennessee kicking me out because I'm not Greek.
yeah,
It's a way to learn about the culture and to experience the culture. That I
Yeah.
understand. But some people go to those cultural things with bad intent.
hmm
I won't ever deny that people go to the multicultural things with bad intentions. Like I've seen shit. I've seen
Yeah.
too much shit.
it's like the whole like Latin X or Latinx thing. I don't get it because for one, it doesn't make sense with the language, and two, a majority of the people you're trying to describe as that don't like that term because it is, for one, it doesn't fit with the language, and two, they have their own terms for themselves.
What I will say is, I've met a couple people who like using the term Latinx.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of people who do not like the term Latinx. What I will say is, it's an inclusivity thing because
Yeah.
the thing about Latin centric languages, except for English, they don't have like gender neutral terms.
I'd say that with Spanish, I mean, I don't have much with like Latin centric language, but I knew that at least with Spanish, Latino is kind of like an all encompassing term. Sure.
Latino is basically American, but
Yeah.
American is gender neutral. Latino and Latina are gender.
Yeah, but okay.
Also, it says you can have up to 5 people in a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well, then I just don't have enough patience.
Fair enough.
But the point I will make with that is, I think it was good idea, bad execution.
Yes.
I think there needs to be an observance of languages to have more inclusive vocabulary toward people who do not identify with either male or female. But with that, I'll also say there are a lot of people who still present as masc or femme and don't really care about the pronouns you use. Moon is a great
I'm
example.
a wonderful example of this.
Moon presents, as far as I've seen him, Moon presents as mostly femme in the video calls that I've had. However, Moon uses any pronouns, though he prefers masculine. It's essentially that of it's like, I can understand from that kind of perspective why they wouldn't want to change the language, but I do think that languages as a whole need to have ways to identify those of the gender-neutral variety, and it won't happen right away. I understand that non-binary is a new concept to a lot of people, but I'm saying it needs to happen eventually, just so that way these people can be included with the rest of them and not have to be singled out or invalidated by their own language.
Yeah.
Fleshy, why are you staring at my
Latinx
hunter honeys?
Latinx was a thing of theory versus practice. But
Yeah.
now to the second part of my topic.
Oh boy.
We were in the first part this entire time. I didn't even talk about Disney. But let's talk about Disney. So, it came out recently that the Disney Corporation has been donating to political backers of the alleged Don't Say Gay bill. And people, as one could guess, are not quite happy about it. Because Disney, out of one side of their mouth, will say that they care about gay people and will do all of these things for Pride and have gay characters every blue moon. But then,
Wait. Can I say something real quick? Can I
What
add
up?
something real quick? People are just now coming to this realization.
yeah, no,
It's like I knew this since freaking Bethesda. If you listen, during June, take a look at the Bethesda Middle East account.
Oh no, it's literally every corporation though. They
Yes,
call it
every-
it's called,
yes.
it's called rainbow capitalism. We know it by now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it was with Disney, people were pissed because it's as they said, out of one side of their mouth, we care about LGBT people. On the other side of their mouth, donating to literally get a bill to stop children from learning about LGBT. And so you have this kind of thing, and people start like getting yelled at them for it. And so it got leaked, an inside email that Disney sent to all of its employees, saying that they had no plans to publicly disavow the bill. After that email got leaked, somebody from Pixar, an employee at the Pixar studio, came out and said that Disney had censored gay scenes countless times because they didn't want to lose money from other countries. And of course, like with a lot of things, Alex Hirsch warned us before it even happened.
I think a lot of people warned a lot of people before a lot of things happened, and nobody listens to them when they have proven that they are correct beforehand as well.
Canary in the coal mine.
Well, the thing is, Alex Hirsch, if you don't know, is the creator of the show Gravity Falls. And he has a first-hand experience with Disney's bullshit because there is a canon gay couple in his show, but during Pride Month of 2020, he tweeted out something after retweeting one of Disney's Pride posts saying that Disney will say that they're Pride on the front, but then behind the scenes they'll say, censor the gay scene, we can't lose money from China and Russia.
Yeah. Like,
Which-
that's...
I'm not even going to get into Russia right now. That's not a thing I need to talk about, but we all know my
We'll be
opinions.
here forever if we talk about Russia.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about China because, you know, we might get to clap.
But anyway,
Yeah, I'm working on it.
But anyways, with that, I will say, after this happened, after the Disney employee leaked the email, and after Pixar came out with all of that shit, Disney's CEO, due to social pressure, came out and said that Disney publicly stands against the bill now, and that he is going to meet with the governor of Florida to see what they can do about this bill. Is that actually going to happen? Probably fucking.
I don't believe
Wait,
it.
is he support it or no?
Fleshy and Dalton, send something in the chat so I can mod y'all for the podcast.
Oh,
Necro, you're already modded, don't we?
let me put the chat on. Sorry, I was talking to somebody.
You're good.
On my phone, because I didn't want to type out of Slime Ranger again. Because last time I did, I was just staring at your hunter slime.
Oh.
And you were like, huh? And I was like, oh wait.
I mean, it wasn't an
That's
issue.
both portions of that was both portions of my topic.
Okay, now it's the other political topic. Come on, let's go.
All right, Trace, take it away.
I wanted to talk about pretty dumb protests that I've seen. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. Some of them are on the left side of the spectrum. Mainly one climate change protest where they stood on ice blocks with nooses around their necks, waiting for climate change to kill them. Just
I don't think that was a leftist, I'm going to be honest.
oh.
Because people with that kind of logic to stand on ice blocks and wait for climate change to kill, that sounds like something I've heard on before. But
Yeah,
that is
I
a
can
very
tell
dumb idea for a protest.
Yes.
they'll be standing there for a bit.
Not only will they be standing there for a bit, imagine if they actually just stood there until the fucking ice melted.
That'd be kind of.
The ropes were loose as well, so it wouldn't even work that way.
You just get rope burn.
Yeah. But
Rose burn really worth it, guys.
Apparently.
It isn't. But yeah, that climate change one is pretty stupid. List
I
another.
live in Texas, so I could give you a bunch.
sure.
I kinda like this idea.
Okay, mask mandate one was like not far from my street, of course.
Yeah, I can kind of get like that.
They were
I
like,
mean, what- I
free
mean-
me from the masks. I'm like,
It's a piece of.
One thing. Although I'm gonna be honest, one thing that I can understand people not liking is mandating the vaccine, because it's just like most people are, at least here, I know that most people who are at risk and can usually end up getting themselves vaccinated. Like, I think it was around 75% of people over 60 or 50 have already been vaccinated. I'm not sure about like any kind of boosters or anything like that, but yeah.
With the thing with the vaccine protest, what I don't understand is, okay, I'm gonna say something that might be a tad bit more controversial than anything we've talked about. Anti-vaxxers were not as common in the South until Trump was president.
yeah, hey,
Yep.
Moon, I have a question.
I mean-
Should we take the pink phosphors out and put the Roccos in instead?
Not rock, but
One
yeah,
thing-
take the
One
phosphors
thing I
out.
always will remember though is that
Instead of
Okay.
rock,
is the
we'll
gonna help
people.
me?
instead of rock, we'll do crystal. Also, I have an idea.
I think
It'll get rid of them real
It
fast.
has to do passive damage.
Just wait a second.
Okay.
Just hang on, Fleshy.
And one
Really
thing
do
that
I've got an idea to get rid of the phosphorus for you.
What are you doing?
Eat. Eat. There you go.
Oh,
It'll be faster.
I like the honey hunters just popping into existence the second they see food. Moon!
I
Moon,
kill
what
it?
the fuck?
Don't worry, I have water.
You have water, but you understand that's going to make more tar.
Yeah. And?
Moving on. Trace, continue.
one thing that I do remember is all the people saying that they wouldn't take a vaccine that was made under his administration, and I always kind of find that funny.
Let's be clear.
Like,
I didn't really care whose administration it
yes,
was on. I don't trust politicians. But that said, Trump or Biden themselves did not make the vaccine.
there was cutting red tape to get it done faster. Whether or not that was really the best option, considering some of the stuff that's happening, considering some of the adverse effects, I don't really know. I will say right now, I did get it. I got both of them. I'm honestly just waiting until honestly, I'm not even sure if I might as well just say screw it, get the Omicron whenever it comes out. Even though I did actually get the virus itself, from what I can tell.
Yeah,
Oh,
so did I. But
oh,
here-
wait, actually, now that I think about something, I just need to tell you something, Dalton.
Lord
how
God.
my mother... you're gonna love this. Remember my mother took away my mask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thing about her, she has gotten COVID twice.
Like since taking your mask or like in general?
In general.
Okay.
That is.
And she keeps on saying, it's COVID's not that bad. I know I got... Oh no, wait. Okay, we're good. But yeah, no. It shows you how it is, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is, as I was saying before, the thing about the anti-vax shit is that it wasn't as common in the South until Trump was president. Because I remember as a kid, everybody would always get their flu shots. Everybody would always get their booster. You would have to be vaccinated, and there was no problem. Like, I remember one singular anti-vaxxer in my entire life when I was a child. But after Trump became president, it became literally
Bunchy.
99% of the South.
I was gathering those plorts, you hecker.
I mean, one thing that I am kind of irritated about is like, you know, is how, you know, it does seem like, you know, the definition has kind of been expanded as well, but that was after the period that you're talking about, from what I could tell.
Well,
okay, so...
my thing with everybody is that the main argument that I've heard from people in the South about the COVID vaccine is that to them it was made too quickly, like you said. But I remember I saw a video that somebody who's an actual vaccine researcher made. Trace, I've showed you him before. His name is Professor Stick. And he made a video about the vaccine, and he was talking about it. And he was like, 99% of the time we spend waiting on vaccines is for funding. Because at each stage of the vaccine, you have to get funding for the next stage. And so, with COVID vaccines, though, not only was everybody donating, like normal average people like you and I, even I donated, hell, I donated like $5, but even so, I donated money, and we were all donating money to get the vaccines moving forward. But it was also that major companies were working on it, the government was donating to it, red tape was being cut, like you said. It wasn't a matter of funding anymore. We had the technology in order to make it, we had the time in order to make it in, they just needed the funding, and they got it. Which is why the vaccine came out quicker. And yeah, the mRNA vaccine is an experimental form of vaccine, but it's one that we know works.
Yeah,
It's one we know works without actually having to inject the actual disease into it. It's a form of vaccine that's kind of like basically normal RNA wearing a mask that looks like the virus to your body, and so it's like, hey, anything that looks like that.
Actually, what it ends up doing is that it's the messenger RNA that it gets into the cell, and it pretty much makes your cells produce the spikes on the spike proteins on the actual virus itself, and so then your immune system can locate those spikes, which just so happen to be connected to the virus most of the time, and target them. And also the spikes are the main way that it usually gains access to the cell itself, by connecting up to certain receptors. I'm no microbiologist, but I pick things up. From some of which is from Stick.
We love Professor Stick. Go subscribe to Professor Stick. He's a very good man. Person, stick figure. You know what the fuck I mean. Go subscribe to Professor Stick.
He's a very
No,
good elder troll.
I'm looking in chat right now.
Okay, I was saying to mod me.
Yeah, I modded you. Don't worry.
Okay, it doesn't tell me on the phone.
I'm modded. I just haven't been speaking.
Yeah, bud.
Hey,
What?
Moon. I got one Rocco in this thing. What are we doing exactly for this one?
I was gonna get Crystal.
Can we get Crystal and Rocco?
We could. It'd be real shiny.
It'd be a bit redundant.
Come on.
It's for the darn.
It's for the
Fortune
cage.
file.
Don't worry.
of we're making a new orgy
Yeah.
cage?
Yeah, with different species this time. I want it to be Rocco though, so we keep the tradition of Rocco. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Tradition. Peer pressure from dead people.
Well, I'm not
But-
dead, so
You're
I
about to
want to
be.
talk about because to go on to the topic of dumb protests, I do want to talk about the dumb protests or the dumb methods of protesting that I've seen by a lot of like anti-maskers and like anti-BLM people.
Mhm.
Specifically one in Texas where a BLM protest was going on and some bitches rode up on horses. Don't know if y'all heard this story.
I don't know what you're talking about.
During the BLM protests back in 2020 after the death of George Floyd, there was one in particular in Texas, and people who were against the protest, it was either people who were against the protest or it were cops. Either way, it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. They rode up to the protest on literal horses and tried to break it up. And I was like, what kind of goddamn Clint Eastwood movie do you think this is?
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If I remember
Please.
correctly,
Please say
I-
you were there. Please say you
I
were
was not. I
No.
was not, but we do have a horse out. My aunt has a horse, right? You know.
Yeah.
I think her husband grabbed a horse and went on the protest.
Oh, my friend is calling me again, so
Valid.
Maybe.
I'm going to have to leave.
think so,
Go
but I
ahead.
cannot be 100% sure because I was not told. But it sounds like something he would attend, and he has a horse. So let's be 100% honest, he probably attends it.
More than likely.
But yeah, no, I've heard that story. Would you please? Did you know the whole story or no?
I only saw articles saying that they rode up on horses. I didn't know exactly what happened, but I know that some people were injured.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Why? Plushy, are you growing carrots? Because your garden over here shows it's empty for me.
I'm gonna probably put heart. Yeah, I'm growing carrots.
Huh. It's
And the second plot by the house,
I'm gonna take away the plant or then.
next to the mint
Yeah.
mango tree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm watching Moonstream and it is showing up empty.
I'm gonna put heartbeats probably are better.
Yeah, because the rock slime's
Heart-
favorite.
Heartbeats are the rock slime's favorite.
So we're putting the heartbeat. Does it tell you that
Yeah.
I put a heartbeat in there?
Why are you a hungry
For
boy?
crystals
Wait,
and rocks. For crystals and rocks, heartbeats and odd onions are the way to go.
yeah.
Because it's each of their
Yep.
favorites. But to go on the subject of dumb protests, what do you know about it, Plushy? Because you asked if I knew the whole story.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull up the thing because there was an article on it.
I read an article on it, but mine wasn't very detailed.
Okay.
I just need the plants to grow, and I'm sick of waiting regularly.
I'm gonna try. Continue talking.
But the other dumb protest that I saw was the basic borderline coup that happened in the South once. For those who don't know about that, when the mask mandates first started dropping, a bunch of angry people in the South raided a government building armed with AR-15s, took it over for a couple hours to demand that mask mandates didn't happen, and then were politely escorted off the property. Meanwhile, a couple months after that, Black Lives Matter protesters got shot with tear gas for just standing there. Wonder what's the difference?
Okay, so we also have this one where people actually that were supporting BLM were riding horses.
I mean, I was gonna say riding horses into a protest is dumb, but I mean, whatever works, I guess.
Sounds like
And
fun,
Lil Nas was
honestly.
there for this one.
Lil Nas can have me any day. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dang, Navid Dalton.
Lil Nas X, if you watch this podcast, you're not that much older than me. I'm in New York. Hit me up.
Dalton! Don't make me scold you.
If I can date Lil Nas X or just be within 10 feet of the man, my life will be complete. I don't think you understand. Lil Nas X is one of the hottest people alive, currently, in my opinion, and I will take that to my grave.
Oh boy. To the grave it will go.
If Lil Nas X ever watches this podcast, tell him to call me. Or actually, Lil Nas X, if you're watching this podcast, call me.
I don't. Can he?
He can find my Twitter.
I can't argue the fact. I can't argue Twitter.
I mean, he knows if he watches this episode in particular, he knows what my YouTube channel is, and my Twitter is in the description of those, so he'll find me.
He'll find me. He'll know where to look.
It'll be a scavenger hunt.
Okay, so we need to go get some more Roccos.
You go do that. I'm gonna go pop a Gordo.
I thought you were
Okay,
finding the article.
So I cannot find the article.
Nice job.
I forgot to say that. I couldn't find the article, and I can't tell you the whole story off the top of my head. But,
Double damn.
I do know that somebody who was writing was a person that was like one of the main people who were trying to break up the protest while doing so. Fell off their own horse.
Did he
Which
get
I-
back up and eat that horse?
No. He
Does
fell
that-
off the
hold on.
horse. And I think
Does anybody, does anybody get that joke in this call? Does anybody in this call watch DBZ Abridged? Let's go there.
No.
No.
Okay, Dragon Ball Z Abridged was funny, but in one episode,
Dragon Ball
Vegeta,
Z?
yeah, Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah. I
But-
didn't watch that.
No, I needed that.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged was a YouTube thing, but to explain, in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Vegeta gets his ass kicked by Android 18, the usual. And he goes off to sulk, and Goku goes to him, and is just like, you know what they say, Vegeta? When you fall off that horse, you gotta get right back up again, and you gotta eat that horse. Come eat that horse with me, Vegeta. What in the hell are you on about?
What's really funny?
What the hell was he on about?
Yeah.
Goku was completely unhinged during DBZ Abridged. Let's go for that.
That's amazing.
But basically, I was making a joke because you said he fell off the horse, and I was like, did he get back up and eat the horse? Like,
I get it now. That's a really good one.
Really good one.
you can tell the joke is really good when you have to point.
Well, no, that's just because I didn't get it.
Exactly.
Wait.
But moving on. So the guy fell off his horse, and what happened?
I remember he fell off the horse, and
Sir?
this one person that was in the protest themselves, like for the Black Lives Matter, literally went up to go and help them up, and the dude didn't accept the help at all. I'm just like, what the fuck?
9 times out of 10, he was a Republican, so I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I know, but still.
He's like, I ain't accepting help from a damn liberal.
This person was
I
just
hate
like,
how well I can do that voice.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Why did you emphasize the word funny?
I don't know. I just kind of did.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Alright, time to go and get the next Gordo.
Oh, I forgot. Happy Mario Day,
Yeah, happy Mario Day, Mario.
Super Mario Brothers. Woman's game. Secret portal when they're working on the drain. Everybody helped all the other brothers.
I love that, actually.
It has been years since I've watched that
It's
show.
been ages for me as well.
I used to have that show on a DVD.
Yeah? I think it,
Not a lie.
I think it's,
I watched anime as a child.
I watched anime as well, but when new anime wouldn't come on, I just popped in the Super Mario Brothers Super.
That's great.
Can we give me a hunter? Can I have a hunter slime area? I wanna try a hunter slime Chester cat.
I mean, if you want to, I guess.
I don't know where our darn hunter slimes are.
They're in. Don't worry, I'll be coming back with like 10.
Okay.
There's a higgity heck. Why did you turn?
I don't know.
He's a higgity hecker, right? He's
He's a hickety hacker.
Higgity.
That was just okay. That was just
grandma. What do you mean?
grandma.
Grandma. Plushie.
I'm never gonna get over that grandma thing, huh?
No, never.
You're never living it down. No.
I just like my teeth.
See, and
Books.
And my book.
that's what I thought.
I still have
What's wrong with tea and books?
It makes you seem old.
exactly.
Bruh.
No, we call Plushie a grandma because she likes drinking tea and reading books as a hobby, and so we bully her because they are a friend. I used the her and I apologize.
You're fine.
Wait, Plushie, have I been getting your pronouns wrong this whole time?
You literally have to look into the description of my thing, and it says that you can use her, but I don't really recommend it.
Fair.
But it's fine. Hello, puppies!
How was 32 chickens not enough? Ow!
I have more chickens!
Oh, I know. Perfect, another one. There.
Anyways, do y'all have anything else on the topic spectrum? Moon, how about this?
What?
You try and come up with something for us to talk about on the top of your head, because you don't bring a lot into this podcast except for playing.
Pull your weight.
Yeah, pull
I
your
literally
weight,
have
bitch.
nothing, and I have even less now.
Oh.
Because we've gotten too controversial.
Not only that, but y'all put me on the spot, and now I have negative ideas. In fact,
Yeah, I get that.
All of the ideas this stream have been
Okay.
negative. What the fuck are you
no,
talking
I mean
about?
I just
Necro, do you have any ideas, buddy?
ideas. What are those?
What have the topics? What have the topics been so far? Like
Controversy.
We've had negative restaurant experiences, the don't say gay bill, and dumb protests.
Okay.
This topic can be pretty much anything. This isn't a thing of a theme. This is just how the
This is
cookies
just talk about
What's-
it, and maybe
speaking of
we'll
how-
get a conversation.
Speaking of how the cookies crumble, what's your favorite cookies?
Snickerdoodles.
crumble. Hey, now we're into it.
Sugar cookies.
I love Snickerdoodles. You cannot get better than Snickerdoodles.
Okay, so here's the thing. Cookies as an individual, as a kid, I used to really like Snickers.
Snickerdoodles are the best.
However, as I've grown, and I live about 10 blocks from an Insomnia Cookies,
I will tell you, we got a box of Insomnia cookies, and I had the Snickerdoodle, and it sucked. It was not good at all.
the Snickerdoodles from Insomnia are not all that, but if you got the s'mores cookie from Insomnia Cookies, that is one of the best cookies I've ever had in my life.
What's a snickerdoodle?
Necro,
A
you're
Snickerdoodle
going
is a
to my
sugar cookie
house
that's
and we're
dusted with cinnamon sugar.
Necro, you're going to my house and we're baking.
Sounds good to me.
Honestly, you'd like that.
I'm great.
Necro's
at it.
just a chill friend.
He is. He would do anything because it's spending time with someone.
Yeah.
I would do anything for love.
No, I would.
do
What?
anything for love. I
Mom,
would
where are you?
do
I'm at the
anything
100 Gordo
for
trying
love.
to explode it by
I
feeding it.
won't do that.
Well, I have I have 20 hints for you, but I don't know where you are.
Don't worry about it.
But what was that?
Didn't-
Oh yeah,
No.
Insomnia cookies. The s'mores cookie from there is the best thing I've ever had.
No, thanks.
Buy it.
No,
I'm not
Oh.
sponsored, but do the thing.
Yeah. I really like sugar cookies because I can't really I can't really sit right with chocolate.
you'd
Yeah.
still enjoy Snickerdoodles. Those don't have any chocolate in it.
I
I
know,
love-
I like snickerdoodles. It's
Okay,
just
so
I
my
like
favorite ones are like
that's the thing to go back to anytime I need something.
my favorite ones are of course chocolate chip cookies because yeah,
They're
especially the
classic.
like freshly made.
Oh,
ones. They're-
freshly
they're
made ones are the
fucking great.
best.
But like store bought like packet ones, I always get these fucking like off-brand jammy Dodger things. They're just called jam and cream.
Jam and cream. That sounds like my porn star name.
Yeah, I was thinking something along those lines as well when I said it.
Dalton, I'm gonna.
Oh, I love it.
Someone's getting scolded. T-minus 2 seconds. Dalton? Oh, hi, Fleshy.
Moon! Hi!
Hey.
I love Plushie's appearance just stopped my scolding.
Moon! Hi!
Hey. Okay, well.
You need any hints?
Well, yes. Give me like 10. Sweet.
10
Yeah,
hints?
it's nearly dead. What? That's.
That's excessive.
I can give you more.
I don't need more. Thank you, though.
It's nearly dead. Let's use excessive force.
Necro, don't make me scold you. Too.
I'm sorry, are you the American police system?
Apparently.
Gosh.
No, wait, no. No.
What is this stream? What a way to start it off.
Started off, we're like halfway through. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, that was funny. I was not expecting
Oh,
that.
perfect. 12 was exactly
No,
how much
was
I
I?
needed.
You were talking about your favorite cookie.
Yeah,
Said
what's your
something
favorite cookie?
something fresh baked one, but you didn't get to like the answer.
No!
So what is your favorite cookie, Necro?
My favorite. I already said. Chocolate chip.
Oh,
Oh,
chocolate
yeah.
chip. I didn't hear.
There's loads of variations of them, so I can just sit down because there are too many cookies for me to pick one. So just chocolate chip.
No, I
That's true. Okay, my question.
Especially,
and it's
especially
gonna-
the freshly baked ones.
My question is going to pertain to cookies. Do you
Okay.
like your cookies crunchy or chewy?
Chewy, crunchy just crumbles too much.
A mixture of both. That's why I like the freshly baked.
I was
one.
about to say that. Because my ideal cookie, again, s'mores cookie from Insomnia, I'm not sponsored. I wish I was. But
Oh,
the s'mores cookie from there, it's literally like, it's crunchy on the outside because of the way they bake it, but then like, it's so chewy on the inside, and like the marshmallows that they put in there like are melted, like,
Ooh.
and you just get like the
Dalton, you're
chocolate and all
gonna
that.
make me have to pay to get something again. No.
You're gonna go buy a s'mores cookie?
Yeah. And I'm probably gonna get really like my stomach's probably gonna hurt really bad after because s'mores have chocolate in them.
That's fine.
Sounds like an
Oh,
issue.
are you lactose intolerant?
Nope, it's just the beans.
Just the beans.
The beans.
The bee.
The beans don't sit well with my stomach.
That's so fucking weird.
It's not
I've
lactose
ne-
intolerant. I drink milk like daily because I actually like the taste of milk.
Milk's okay.
So do I.
like
But
the
I've
taste
never heard of
milk.
somebody being specifically allergic to like cacao beans. I've never heard of that.
Like, you know those supplement chocolates that are like don't have cocoa beans in them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can eat those perfectly fine.
Interesting.
I am.
Like, I understand you can be allergic to literally anything, but I've just never thought of that, like, specifically. I was
I'm
like,
not even allergic to it. It's just my stomach can't handle too much cocoa beans apparently, and I'll start feeling like I'm about to throw up and just throw chunks at some point.
that's so weird.
And so it just you can probably guess how much that sucks.
I
Everyone's
can
like,
imagine,
oh my
yeah.
God, I love chocolate. And I'm like, oh, I do too, but I can't really have too much.
Speak of the devil, speaking of chocolate, what are y'all's opinions on people saying that chocolate is an aphrodisiac?
Is it what now?
I'm not entirely sure, honestly.
Aphrodisiacs are substances that increase sexual desire.
I have no opinion on this because I've never heard it till now, and I really don't care.
I
And
don't
you're
think that would be.
in your experience of eating chocolate, what would you think of?
I would disagree. I've eaten plenty of chocolate, and
I would disagree.
I've just
I'm gonna open up over here. Hey Moon, should I open up here over here or over on
Chickens.
the other side? By the chickens.
chicken side.
Okay.
Chicken side. We want more of those.
I'm down for a chicken side.
Zooey mama?
What type of chicken side?
Sorry, mama.
You heard me.
I was asking a question. What type of chicken side?
And the ranch.
Oh, right.
Wow, nice.
Okay. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. My brain. Oh, how about another topic?
Right.
We did cookies.
Okay, what is y'all's favorite comfort food? And Necro, if you say a sandwich, I swear to God I'll kill you.
Comfort food,
Oh, my comfort food?
Buckwheat, and ghost pepper chips.
Crawfish. I literally after court, I literally went to go, okay, I'm gonna go get crawfish now.
Crawfish, the ultimate after-court snack.
Oh no.
After a mental breakdown snack, crawfish.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd be
favorite
so
comfort
down for that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Favorite comfort food? I would have to say.
You know what's funny?
Well,
I really like gator tail. Okay, but here's the thing, I'm allergic to gator tail.
It's like lactose intolerant people. Because
I
you
was
think
eating
about
gator tail, and then they were like, oh my God, your face is growing hives, and I'm like, yes, it is. Thank you.
But that's the thing with food allergies. It's like some food allergies. It's like I cannot go within 2 centimeters of this food, otherwise I'm to die. And then you have people with lactose intolerance be like, "Let me throw that shit back, bitch," and it's just like, are y'all okay? Like,
They're never okay. As a friend, okay. My friend's lactose intolerant, and me myself am a person that can't eat chocolate. So we were both staring at somebody who was eating chocolate across the darn table, like, I really wish I could have that right now.
ooh. Side note, and then I'll let Necro answer the question because I'm sure he's been thinking about it. Did you know humans were never meant to drink milk as adults?
Yeah?
No, we were not, but we adapted the same way we adapted with cocoa beans.
Exactly. See, the thing is, with adults, as children, we're supposed to drink milk because it helps us develop our bodies. That's why breastfeeding exists. However, we were supposed to stop drinking the second that we stopped breastfeeding. Milk was never supposed to be a part of our diet. Not milk, not cheese, not shit. So, what did we do as humans? We decided to bend nature to our will and developed the ability to process lactose as adults because we're fucking psychopaths. And now we can drink milk.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it was
They were
because
like-
of advertising. Because people wanted milk so much because the campaign Milk Does a Body Good, so we eventually just developed the ability to drink milk because we wanted to, out of pure spite.
Heck you, nature. I'm
It's
gonna
like
drink
that image
milk.
that Trace sent. I exist to spite God.
Yeah. Don't we all, though?
Also, Dalton, ever since you mentioned sandwiches, I'm hungry for a sandwich.
God fucking damn.
Are we gonna
Okay,
are we
but
gonna
what is-
have the necro sandwich on stream again?
Did
Yeah.
anyone notice what I said for my answer?
What did you
The
No.
say?
pocky chips.
No. It's the
That's not
Pickwe-
surprising, it just means you're a sociopath.
because no, Pickwe is the brand, and I have ghost peppers growing in my backyard.
Key.
What?
Huh.
Pocky.
Whatever.
It's puck.
It's a Spanish name. It's Paqui. Q-U in Spanish is spelled with
Hey,
a
check
K.
this out.
It's
I
like Paqui.
don't care. I've
Moon,
only-
I swear to God, I will boot you from your own podcast.
I mean, you can try. And you'd probably succeed somehow.
He
Yeah.
owns a fucking account. He can
I
literally.
can. I'm the one who. I can change the login information.
Oh no, you're right. Gosh dang it. I forgot you could do that. Hi, 7th
But-
viewer.
The point is, Necro, what is your favorite comfort food?
It's between a few actually,
No, I'm
because
a
sometimes it
gummy.
varies.
Alright.
Like-
name-
Okay, first of all, because it's just my favorite food,
Okay,
chicken
now
ramen.
the topic. I just got a topic
Yeah?
idea.
Chicken
Okay.
ramen.
Chicken ramen, the super noodle brand pot noodles,
Yeah.
I like
chicken
this.
flavor specifically,
There's a theme here.
the sandwich, obviously, and cookies.
Yeah, I expected that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done? Has everybody
Yeah,
answered
we're
the
done.
topic?
We're done with the comfort food topic until Trace gets back, because I want to ask him.
Okay.
as well.
Okay. What is something? What fandom you were in, but you hate to admit that you were in it?
Oh boy, there are a few.
We can start
Okay.
listing them, and I want you to try and defend yourself.
Okay, this one's gonna be a long story.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I used to be in the My Little Pony.
Yeah?
Oh boy.
I'm not.
I'm not
surprised.
gonna give it this any garbage. I was as well.
I was also.
Let's start off by saying I still enjoy the program. But the reason I got into it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So around
Was it
2015,
the pony porn? Is that why you got into
Oh
it?
no.
Dalton?
No.
just
Okay.
because-
I
just
don't like how he
because-
went silent for that long. I don't like how he went silent.
Your
for that
silence
long.
speaks.
No,
volumes.
I went silent because I was fucking surprised. Just because I act like a complete deranged slut anytime I talk to you people doesn't mean it's the only thing that defines me.
I mean, it is if it's the only thing you show us.
Shut the fuck up. Moon. No. I'm about to tell the story of how I got into
Okay.
it. Shut the fuck up. So, back in 2015, I started watching a little. Probably you've never heard of this TV program. It's pretty niche. Called Doctor Who, and
Strange, I recognize the name.
Could you note the sarcasm?
Yeah.
but
Yes, I could.
Most famous, one of the most famous programs on earth right now, Doctor Who. I got into it at about 2015, and I was super. I mean, this program made me start wearing three-piece suits to middle school every day. That is how bad it was. But beside the point, I was super into Doctor Who, and my friend who was also super into Doctor Who, we were talking together, but my friend was super into the My Little Pony fandom. And I had heard things about the fandom. Not the show. The show, I never gave shit. The fandom, however, I have heard things. Specifically the Mason Jar story, which we're not going to get in, but we all know the Mason Jar story.
Actually, actually, I showed.
You
Darn.
you are not about to talk about the Mason jar story. I will kick you from this cult.
No, you won't. You don't have the perms to. This is my group chat, and I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna talk about how me and darn Necro watched a documentary on the dude talking.
They got
Can
the
I-
interview with the guy who made
Can I
it.
say
Oh my god.
I prefer the
Yeah.
I could send you the video.
I prefer the older My Little Pony content over the newer stuff.
I haven't even...
Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'll talk about that in a minute. But let's go on this trail. So I was in the Doctor Who fandom. My friend was also in the Doctor Who fandom, and my friend was also in the My Little Pony fandom.
Mhm.
So there is a character in the My Little Pony show, if nobody knows, called Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
And if the name didn't already give it the fuck away,
Yeah, I know him.
he's a reoccurring Doctor Who reference.
It's really good. I remember him.
He's based on the 10th Doctor mostly in design, and this caused a lot of fan material of him to be made that created its own fucking fandom that was a cross between the two of
Oh
them.
boy.
It was literally a fandom, it was a fandom bastard child of the two separate ones. That was specifically the Doctor Who's fandom, where it was basically either Doctor somehow ends up in that universe, becomes a pony, or Doctor regenerates into pony. It's one of those two explanations.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just a bunch of comics and animations and videos all following that one. And so, from that, I got introduced to a lot of the fan characters. One of the creepypasta characters that now just kind of gets used for sexual shit, and then the actual show. So Doctor Who, unironically, was my gateway drug into the
Oh,
and I just needed to include that. But to talk about that, it was just this weird thing because it was like, how do you explain that? Like, I've been through 2 college speech classes at this point. I can tell this story without a hint of shame. But I was 14 when this happened. How do you explain that to people your age?
You know, I was told to stop watching My Little Pony once I reached a certain age by my brother, and so because it was childish, and so I did. And so I haven't watched a lot of shows because they were considered childish to my brother. Or girlish.
Why did your never mind. Anyway.
Why my brother dictate everything is what you're gonna
Yes.
because how he is. It's the best way to explain it. I think Moon's met him. Moon, you've heard my brother whenever I'm on calls.
few times. I don't remember anything specific though.
Well, your brother sounds like a cunt, but that's besides the
Oh,
point.
he is.
The show itself, what little I've seen of it, I've only seen a few episodes in my time. I was mostly in the fandom for the fan content. The show itself is not bad. Like, whatever people say about the actual show, not bad. The movies, also not bad. I don't know about the new
It
movie. that
depends
came out
on the
recently,
movies.
but not
There, the one with one of them got extremely out of character, and I disliked it greatly. Like Twilight got extremely out of character.
If it ever goes out of character, I'll completely say that it was bad. But I watched a few of them and they were pretty okay. I'm not
The
sure about
Equestria
that last
girls
season.
weren't too bad.
Equestria Girls was fine. That was kind of meant to be out
Yeah.
of character though, because like multiverse.
Yeah, that
shenanigans.
one was supposed to be, and even then, it wasn't too egregious.
Hey,
Yeah.
Moon, you said you were gonna come back of Hunter Slimes?
Yeah, I have 6 on me right now.
Okay.
Where do you want 'em?
I
You
opened
guys-
up. Actually, let's go put them in the cave. I opened up the cave.
Ooh.
Nice. But like I was saying, yeah, it's fine. But to talk about the new content now that you bring it up, I have some qualms with that fucking movie.
I haven't seen much of the recent stuff, so you would have to fill me in.
Yeah.
Okay, so the movie that came out, not the MLP movie that followed the original continuity, the new one that they used to reboot it, the Netflix one.
Ooh.
It was completely new characters. It was a time-skipped setting. Like, this is well after the old show ended. Like, the main characters of the old show are referenced, I think, once, and it was in the very beginning. Somebody tell me if I'm getting that wrong. However...
The new movie. I have to see it now because
Oh,
it...
does Finch know? Does
Finch,
know?
Finch, do you know about this movie?
Does
Finch!
know
Oh, what
I'm
do you
about to
know?
say?
You must tell me, what do
Okay.
you know?
I will say this. My reaction to the new MLP series was the same reaction that I had to Gaon in Zenkaiger, which was, of everything they did, why did they make it racist?
Oh boy.
no.
Oh, what is...
And when
oh,
I say
oof.
racist, I mean the major plot point of that movie was the cast. The new main six, as they're gonna be called, because I know they are. The new main six, they're tackling pony racism.
Oh boy.
Yay!
For those not in the know. For those not in the know, there's 3 species in MLP. There's pony, Pegasus, unicorn. Them's the species.
And then also Griffin, but we don't talk about that.
They're not considered ponies, so I'm not talking
Fair point.
But for some reason, in the new movie, they've all become racist towards one another.
Yay!
And there's propaganda.
There's
There's a whole song about the propaganda.
Oh no.
There's literally a 3-minute musical number in that movie about the different types of propaganda that they've heard. Like, this one guy's talking about the propaganda they made about the unicorns, and he was like, they'll grind your hooves and eat them as midnight snacks. And it's like,
Woo-wee! My Little Pony's
There's good
getting
songs that are coming from
crazy.
it, though.
oh yeah, let me be clear. The songs in that movie are fucking bops, but like, why is it racist? I don't understand. But yes, I do like the old concept better. That said, I wish that they had kept the 3D style,
The 3D stuff?
because that's the thing with MLP.
Fucking what?
The movie's 3D. It's not 2D, it's 3D. The movie's 3D, and the movie is so well animated. Like, I was shocked to look at
Dalton,
that thing. I was
If
like,
you looked into my head and you saw what I was imagining, I'm imagining these like
Oh boy.
really, really poorly animated 3D My Little Pony videos you
Like-
see like 7
Like the
years ago.
Digimon type of shit.
hold on, I'm sending a picture into the group
Please.
chat.
I'm incapable. It's
Like, yeah,
outside of my.
My mental image of what you just described is like the kind of shit you'd see.
Oh! Oh!
No, I'm getting
Oh.
there.
What
Fleshy, why are you having a stroke?
The movie is called MLP: The New Generation, by the way. Just so we're clear. However,
Oh, that is not.
Oh,
That's not bad. That's not bad
that's
animation.
not as
I like
terrible.
that.
That's not as terrible as I thought it would be.
It's not as terrible as I thought it would be, but I saw.
Oh,
I
gosh.
searched it up.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's the TV show. That's what I'm saying. I wish that they had kept the 3D art style instead of going for this. This isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. For a kids show, it's not offensive.
It
But
offends me.
compared to what it was, shut up, Moon. But compared to what it was, it's not as good. That said, they have said that that this is just like a filler series. The 2D animated one is supposed to be a filler series that connects it to a new 3D series that they're gonna come out with. So,
They better make it
grain of salt.
better than this. Ooh-wee.
But the point is, the new content, I'm completely fine with it. I just want to know why they made it racist. That's all. I have no beef with this new cast, and they all seem very likable. I just want to know why it was about racism. That's all I want to know.
I would also like to know.
It's so weird. The left turn that it took from the end of Friendship is Magic to now.
Can
It's just...
we talk about that one? I don't remember her name, but she was like stealing other people's cutie marks, like SMH. What the heck?
Oh, Starlight.
Yeah.
Her name is Starlight.
Yeah, Starlight. What? Whew, that was a trip.
She was a cult leader.
Yeah.
Oh, a cult leader, you said.
Essentially.
No, she's unironically a cult leader. So, okay, I have to talk about this now because this is like my favorite thing in MLP. This is not a lie.
It's
Other than the Doctor Who references, which I still love to this day. However, the thing with this was that
We need to go
back
get
in
the sparklies so we can breed them together.
oh yeah,
back
you're
in
right.
MLP, there was this saga toward the end of the series called the Cutie Map, in which this map on a big table in the castle would show the main six where to go because that place needed friendship or whatever.
Yeah. That's it. That was what it
And
was.
so it points to this town in the middle of the desert. This isolated compound, because that's what it was. It was a compound, and they go to this compound, and everybody there has had their special talents, aka their cutie marks. They've had their special abilities and what made them unique stripped from them forcefully.
And stored in a vault.
Stored in a vault, and they were forcefully turned into just like, everybody's equal. Nobody has any special talents. Nobody shines above the others. It was a fucking cult. And the leader of it all was pretending that she didn't have any single kind of power. Like, she was keeping the fact that she still had her powers secret. Like, she had painted over her own fucking ass with the equality mark that she had put on everybody else, but she was secretly channeling her powers into this random stick that she had found on the ground and was using it as like a weapon against these people. And so in the end, the main six get all of their powers, and they eventually figure out what she's doing, and they expose her to the town turns against her, the main six get their powers back, and they teach her the power of friendship, and she runs off into the distance because she rejects it. This leads into a whole different arc later, where she gets redeemed, but that's beside the point. Because, like, My Little Pony took so many fucking left turns toward the end of Friendship is Magic and afterwards. Because, like, we got the movies with the human variant, and that was one thing. But then you go from cult compound to racism. And it's just...
Yeah.
From cult compound to racism.
From cult
Oh,
compound
wait.
to racism. Biography of the Mormon Church.
I am
Anyway.
tempted to go make a sandwich.
Necro,
Go make,
go
your
make a sandwich.
Yeah, go
Make a sandwich already. This is me.
After the shit you have had to hear tonight, you've earned
You've earned your
Yeah.
sandwich,
Dude,
boy.
I want to hear a fandom that you were in.
What do you mean were? Are you
Sandwich
saying past
sandwich
tense or
bowl.
present over here?
past
Present,
tense.
past tense that you hated that you were in. Like you're embarrassed
Alright,
that
I'll
you
be
were in.
back.
I genuinely can't think of any. I never really oh no, Warrior Cats. Yeah, let me tell you about that one. Oh boy,
Yep.
what that was. What that is, actually. I was in it at a time where it wasn't that bad, but oh boy, it got worse.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
You know how there's a lot of Warrior Cat books?
yeah. The books didn't get
Like a
better.
whole
They got
lot.
worse as time went on. I read the first series and then the first two of the next and disliked the second one so much that I couldn't keep reading. It was that boring.
Yeah, no.
sent-
I read every single one of the books, and I still will read them because I just like the idea of the cats. I don't really pay attention to what's happening. I'm gonna be honest.
Valid.
I
The
guess that's the only way I can get past that.
The-
I guess.
the concept in the beginning was pretty neat. I really liked the concept and that's why I was reading it. However, then came the continuity errors and the other heckin' garbo that went on in there. Hoo-wee. Oh gosh. And then the fandom itself. Ooh. Yikes.
You know what? I had a friend that acted like a cat because they were into the darn Warrior Cats fandom.
Hey, yoinks.
I'm still friends with them. They are homeschooled now, though.
Wonder why. I'm sorry.
I wonder why.
Okay,
No, it's fun daily.
I sent the link of the song about the propaganda and the racism into the
Oh,
group
heck
chat,
yeah.
but besides the point, it's still a bop, despite being a song about racism and propaganda.
I know what song you're talking about too. Is the sad part.
The name of the song, if anybody wants to look it up, the name of the movie is My Little Pony: A New Generation, and the song is called Fit Right In.
Oh
And
boy.
so, you just, like, this is a fandom I left long ago, but I saw the announcement of this movie, and then I heard this song, and I was like, what the fuck did I miss? Because it's one of those things. It's like you find something after a long time, and you see what it's turned into, and you're like, what? It's literally the exact opposite of that. You're just as beautiful as the day I lost you. It's like this was a literal what the fuck.
It only got worse. Or well, kind of. Don't ask me to explain anything
I
ever.
hear a boss music, but I don't see the dude.
Why do I hear boss music?
Why is there health items on the ground? Why is it strangely quiet and there's health items on the ground? Huh?
Can I talk about bulk biceps?
Are we all mocking each other endlessly? Is that what
Can
we're
I
doing?
talk about bulk biceps?
Sure. I was gonna wait for Necro to say mine because I have a few.
Bulk biceps
go ahead.
is one of my favorite characters.
Okay, I don't know who both
He's like
is.
this-
so.
This heckin' buff Pegasus with the smallest wings you'll ever see. What did I need crystal plates for? Yeah, nothing now. Money.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
All right. Now I want to hear. Okay, I've been exposing myself for about the past 5 minutes. Plushie, what the hell is yours?
Are you ready for mine?
I'm ready for yours.
Okay. First off, I was in the Aphmel
Oh
fandom.
boy. Already.
Ooh.
A wonderful start.
We're gonna start off with this one. Okay, I was in the
I'm
Aphmel fandom
exiting the
because
game.
I
By the way.
like
We're talking for like
Minecraft.
a few more minutes, and then we'll finish these stories,
Okay.
and then we're about done.
Okay.
Right.
Might want to finish after the Aphmel one. Anyways, I was in the Aphmel fandom, right? I got my friends to the Aphmel fandom. I was in the Aphmel fandom when MCD came out.
Yeah.
Which was one of their first Minecraft Diaries series. And was like the one that got was before they got really popular, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, they got this. Then the problems happened with Kawaii-chan and all that with My Street. My Street started off bad and ended up worse.
Oh boy.
Anyways, there was there was male fetishization, like men loving men fetishization, darn. A lot of big problems with that series that I didn't understand. They also was really bad on the Asian stereotypes on characters as well, and just went worse and worse, right?
Right.
Anyways, I was in that fandom, and it took until somebody pointed it out to me before I figured out what was wrong with that fandom. Because I was so enticed in that fandom.
I don't think enticed was the correct word there, but yeah, go off.
Like, no, I mean, I literally I was reading all the fan stories. I was in the fandom. You know what I'm talking about?
I think you mean endrenched. I think that is.
That's
the word.
what I can't remember what it was called. Thank you. I thought it was I'm bad at words.
Yeah, I can tell by your spelling.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go there, but I'm glad you did.
Okay, listen, Fleshy, you spell listening. Like, I understand why you spell it that way. However, it's wrong.
I know.
Oh, come on.
At this point, I just
Alright.
do it to annoy people.
Alright, so I think it's time for us to leave.
Necro, do you have a story?
Yes.
It's basically just a combination of everything you guys
Grand
said.
Fair enough.
So, alright.
Alright,
Wait, what fandoms were you
I want to know what fandom it was, though.
can we talk about how I'm gonna get into the Kamen Rider fandom and then...
Oh, I'll never be ashamed of being in.
Oh, valid.
Let's be completely
Me and
honest.
neither.
But that said, Necro, I want to know what.
Yeah,
fandom
me
it was.
too.
At one point or another, at this point, it's basically what fandoms haven't I been in?
Oh dear.
I've been in a lot of them. Because I was like, hey, this show is interesting. Some of them I ended up getting into for one reason or another. Sometimes it was because, like, my siblings would be watching something on TV and I couldn't, like, change it because it was their turn on the TV and I didn't have a computer at the time, so I'd just basically be forced to sit and watch. I was like, this is going to grow on me like a fungus until I enjoy it, isn't it?
It did.
Honestly,
So,
Something I'll
what-
say.
What's
What I
one
wanna
that you
know is-
regret the most?
Yeah, I was about to say, which one are you most ashamed of?
The same one as you, Dalton.
Ah, let's go.
Wait, you were also in the My Little Pony fandom?
Unfortunately, at one point.
I was also.
I'm not ashamed of
Listen,
this.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of me liking the things that I did, and I'm not ashamed of like the show itself. I'm ashamed of the fandom.
Yeah, the
Let's
fandom
be
itself is
100%
bad.
I am.
My thing is,
The
I don't
fandom,
regret. I
terrible.
don't regret liking
The
the show.
question
I don't
was,
regret the
what
part of the
fandom-
fandom.
The question
don't
was
regret-
exactly what fandom did you hate? Not like we're embarrassed in
I
that.
don't
yeah.
even know.
The part of the fandom that I was in was the good part. The rest of the bastards, however,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of the bit I was in. I was ashamed of the
my-
rest.
my thing was, I
I watched
Oh,
Shane
fair.
Dawson. I watched
Fleshy.
like
Fleshy,
okay,
we're-
I was in the Shane Dawson fandom. I was
Fleshy.
in the
my
in the
gosh.
Asphalt fandom. I think those are the two main ones I regret.
Fair.
Continue. We can. leave.
Finally.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was going to say for the
Alright,
past like
outro
7 tries, my thing was I would enjoy the content of certain things. However, I would have no fandom interaction whatsoever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would not
Okay.
say that I was in, say, what can I think of? Like Hollow Knight. I have no fandom interaction with that, like at all.
Yeah.
And
Fair
for
enough.
Slime Rancher, same goes with that. For most of the things that I really like, I have no fandom interaction, so I have no idea what they're doing, no idea what issues they're causing, and
No idea what higgity hackers lie around.
exactly. However, I will say I am in the world ends with you fandom to a degree.
The fuck is
Oh, it's
that?
really
What is the world?
oh, it's really good actually. I really like it. But
For you to be in the fandom, it has to be really good. To be fair.
it's
You
Fro-
got good taste.
from what I know of, it's this game for dead people to try and undie, essentially. But
Oh.
like it's
Ooh, that sounds.
well, well, it's a game, and the players are trying to win so they get revived. The issue is, Stinky, there's issues going on behind the scenes, and like it's all kind of funky shenanigans. There are taboos, which are like, so there are creatures called noise, and you fight them, but yeah. And then there are like a few varieties, some harder than the others. And then there's the taboos, which are both illegal and also highly dangerous.
Both illegal and highly. dangerous. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah. And then the Reapers have cool powers. There's these. I'm not explaining this well, but there's these things called psychs, and that's like your method of attack. There's positive, neutral, and negative. I think one of them's melee, one of them's ranged, and one of them's like the middle
Is
ground.
this like, is this a game or a TV show? Or
A
what is
little
this?
bit of both. It starts out it started out as a game. However, I'm pretty sure there's an anime for it.
Ooh, now I wanna
Yeah.
watch it.
Neo was the recent one, I think.
Double
Yeah.
interesting. There are police sirens outside.
I can hear
That's a
them.
great time to end it.
Yeah, let's end now. Let's end with the
Alright.
assumption that you got
Uh,
requested.
I hope you all watching enjoyed this podcast. I hope everybody watching in the future enjoys this podcast. Trace is our new addition. He is going to be a permanent fixture on the podcast. If you want to catch the podcast, they're going to be every Tuesday at 8.
Yes,
I'm pretty
you are
sure.
correct.
Every Tuesday at 8, you can catch us here on this channel, twitch.tv/Agony of Moon Podcast. Go follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Clashing Swords Productions. Go follow Necro's channel, twitch.tv/Necrolix, spelled with a 0, not an O. And go follow Moon on twitch.tv/Moonlit.
With an extra N.
If you want to follow Trace on anything, you will have to wait until Tuesday because Trace is currently not in the call anymore because somebody else called him in the middle of the podcast. But this is a Thursday and he was only expecting Tuesdays. So, yes, welcome Trace to the podcast and I hope you all enjoy. Thanks for watching. Don't cause too much agony. That's our job. Watch the world burn and we'll light the flame. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Necro, are you gonna say good night?
I did.
Oh,